Hello, welcome back to another installment in this series, one verse a week. This week's Parsha is Parshat Ve'etchanan. That can be found in your Bibles from Deuteronomy chapter 3, verse 23 through 7, verse 11. Again, this series is being produced for the reading cycle for the Jewish year 5779. If you found this series to be valuable to you, I wish you would consider becoming a patron over on Patreon. Or if you feel that this is worthy of your support, I wish you would consider making a small donation via PayPal. You can find that information in the links below. Okay, let's get started. Parshat Ve'etchanan. Okay, so the verse I chose this week is Deuteronomy 4:13. We'll be making reference in this verse to the Ten Commandments. Let's go ahead and read the Hebrew. V'yaged lechem et brito asher tziva etchem la'asot aseret hadvarim v'yiktevem al shnei luchot avanim. One more time. V'yaged lechem et brito asher tziva etchem la'asot aseret hadvarim v'yiktevem al shnei luchot avanim. Okay, so our verbs this time around. V'yaged. This is our root here is nun gimel dalet. So we have nun in our first position in the root. That signifies this is going to be a drop letter. So it drops out, yaged. So this would be, and he did, he will, this is in the imperfect, he will tell or declare. And the vav ha'hipuch, the reversing vav, reverses it, and he told. And he told lachem, he told, yeah, lechem to you. Okay, our next root, tziva, command, tzadi, vav, hey. The same root for other words like mitzvah and things of that ilk. Tziva, command. La'asot is the infinitive. To do. Asa, ein, sin, hey, to do or make. So la'asot is the infinitive, to do. And then finally, v'yiktavem, he will write them. The root is chaf, tav, vet, katav, v'yiktavem, he will write them. Direct object, pronounal ending. He will write them. Vav ha'hipuch flips it. He wrote them. Past tense. Okay, those are our verbs. Let's look at our non-verbs. Okay, brito. This is the possessive of brit. So his covenant. Okay, aseret hadvarim. Aseret hadvarim. This is the 10 statements. They're not the 10 commandments. That is not a good translation. The 10 statements, the 10 words, the 10 declarations, something along those lines is a better translation. 10 commandments. After all, we have more than 10 commandments in the Torah. Traditionally, there are 613 commandments. So the 10 commandments really are more just sort of statements of principle. The 10 statements, if you think about it, other areas of law, the other commandments fall under one of these 10 statements. So we view them more as sort of an outline of the Torah, the 10 statements. Okay, the Aseret HaDvarim, the 10 statements. And then he wrote them on luchot avanim. Luchot, tablets, avanim, of stone. Luchot avanim. Now note here, luchot has a feminine ending, right? It's a feminine ending. However, it is masculine. It receives a masculine adjective. So, tablets of stone. So, avanim is modifying luchot. So, we have this sort of paradoxical situation where we have a word pair here which has two different non-matching gender endings. This is because the word luach is irregular. Okay, luach is in fact masculine, so it's being described by this term, avanim, stones. Okay, fine. So let's look at the entire translation. V'yaged lechem, and he told to them, he said to them, et brito, direct object. What did he say? His covenant. He told his covenant. Asher tziva etchem, that tziva etchem, that he had commanded you, la'asot, to do, infinitive, to do, and then sort of a little side clause here. So what was that covenant? The aset hadvarim, the 10 statements. Okay, so we can offset that with hyphens or commas, something like that. So aset hadvarim, little aside, that was the brit that he's referring to here. And we continue. V'yiktavim, and he wrote them al shnei, on 2 luchot avanim, tablets of stone. One more time. V'yaged lechem, and he said, he proclaimed, he declared, he said to you, et brito, his covenant, asher tziva etchem, that he had commanded you, la'asot, to do. Aseret hatvarim, the 10 statements, the 10 declarations. V'yiktavim al shnei luchot avanim, and he wrote them, yiktavim al shnei luchot avanim, on 2 tablets of stone. Okay, let's look at my translation. And he told you his covenant that he commanded you to do, the 10 declarations, and he wrote them on 2 stones, on 2 stone tablets. You also say tablets of stone, both work. Okay, covenant, told. You could also say declare. In fact, you will see that some of the translations say declare as well. 10 declarations, not 10 commandments. A little more proper. He wrote them. We'll see some of the translations use the word inscribed, but we see here that it has, the word here, in fact, is katav, to write. So we'll be just following the text, being particular in translation. Okay, let's look at the other translations. KJV. And he declared unto you his covenant, which he commanded you to perform, even 10 commandments, and he wrote them upon 2 tables of stone. Okay, not awful. The even here is in italics because it's not part of the Hebrew text. It's not really even necessary, which he commanded you to perform. And what are those things? The 10 commandments. So it's offset. And he wrote them upon 2 tables of stone. So the translators could have gotten away with that. Would have been fine. Perhaps that wasn't a normal move in the English of that period, 1611 English. So perhaps that is why that is there. But it's superfluous. But they do their job properly, and they put it in highlights to let you know that. To do, lasot, perform. Okay, I guess that's good enough. Let's look at the NIV. He declared to you his covenant, the 10 commandments, which he commanded you to follow, and then wrote them on 2 stone tablets. Okay, so declared, it's not awful, and his covenant, 10 commandments. Again, it's not commandments. I know tradition, church tradition is to refer to these as the Ten Commandments, but the so-called Ten Commandments are in fact not 10 commandments, they're 10 declarations. Okay, which he commanded you to follow. To do and to follow are not the same thing. Not the same thing. And then wrote them on 2 stone tablets. And he wrote, so that's good. Okay, so again, to do and to follow are not the same thing. To follow is almost has a kind of a passive ring to it, whereas la'asot is active, since to do, to perform, as the KJV says, to do. So follow, as we say, there are doers and there are followers. So follow is not exactly what the text says. Okay, fine. In RSV, he declared to you his covenant, okay, which he charged you to observe. Okay, charged you, he commanded, fine, you to observe. Okay, observe is a little vague. It's a simple root of the la'asot, to do. So I think this also has slightly passive connotations, not like perform or to do. So I would not use this word. Fine, that is the 10 Commandments. The 10 Commandments. So they use the word commandments here. I don't like that. However, they do footnote. This point goes down to the bottom of the page over there, and they tell you the 10 words or 10 statements. I forget what they use as their footnote. So they do draw your attention to the fact that it doesn't really say commandments. And he wrote them on 2 stone tablets. He wrote, okay, not inscribed. So yes, that's good. Okay, fine. Let's look at JPS. He declared to you the covenant that he commanded you to observe. Okay, so again, observe. Maybe it's just my ears. Again, I think it sounds a little passive. Again, the verb there is a simple verb, a very common verb, la'asot, to do. So I don't know why they don't just render it. This is not an obscure verb. The 10 Commandments. So JPS calls this the 10 Commandments, according to church tradition. That's what they call it, what they're calling them, which is odd because this is the JPS. They should not adhere to non-Jewish norms and how to call things, but okay. And he inscribed them on 2 tablets. He inscribed them on 2 tablets of stone. So inscribed, the word is yiktavim, and he wrote them, not inscribed. Okay, inscribing is has connotations of gouging them in, something like that. So anyway, not the biggest crime in the world, slight connotations there. Okay, fine. And then finally the stone, he told you of his covenant that he commanded you to observe. Okay, again, observe I think sounds a little passive. Again, it could just be my ears. The 10 declarations, good, I like that. 10 declarations, the 10 statements, the 10 words. And he inscribed them on 2 stone tablets. He inscribed, that's a little odd. Or again, it could just be my ears. I just would render simple verbs with simple translations. I don't know that we have to gussy up the translation. Also, note there's some odd capitalization throughout. Obviously, capitalization is not part of the Hebrew text, but we have 10 declarations. That's capitalized. The tablets, that's capitalized. It's a little odd capitalization in the stone. Not a fatal flaw, just merely interesting. Okay, so let's see. All of the translations this time around are pretty decent. I like the KJV. Yeah, they're all fairly reasonable translations. I have minor qualms, but it's my burden. Okay, fine. Thank you very much. Let's read the Hebrew one last time, and then we will part ways. Okay, v'yaged lechem, and he told to you, plural, masculine, et brito, his covenant, asher tziva etchem la'asot, he told you to do, he commanded you to do, aseret hatavarim, the 10 statements, yiktavem, and he wrote them al shnei luchot avanim, on 2 tablets of stone. Okay, very good. I hope that was beneficial. Hope will join me again next week for another verse, another parsha. Kol Tuv, Haslach Harava. Keep learning.